This man is a constable of the Arson Thief Control Office. His name is Chugo. Every day, he patrols the entertainment corridor. One day, he happens to encounter a geisha. With just one glance, he falls for her. From then on, he visits her every single day and supports her business. But a month later, Chugo has to face reality. All of his savings have been completely drained. Yet the geisha, Matsuko, doesn't dislike him for it. Instead, she tells him to keep coming as usual. She even promises she'll find a way to help him with the money. While Matsuko is worrying about her finances, she runs into a strange customer. The man doesn't want any of her services. He only wants to talk. When he hears about Chugo's situation, he offers her a large sum of money on his own. Matsuko is puzzled by this, but the man simply says he's past the age of being interested in women, and that he just wants to help that love-struck Chugo. Chugo holds the money Matsuko gives him. Deeply moved, he wants to thank the man in person, but the man is already long gone. Chugo doesn't think too much of it. He's simply thrilled, because with this money, he can continue seeing Matsuko. From that day on, Chugo's complexion grows better and better. His co-workers are shocked by how much his attitude has changed. But Onihei, the chief of the Arson Thief Control Office, senses something is off. He immediately sends people to investigate Chugo in secret. Soon, Chugo's daily visits to the entertainment corridor are exposed. Only then does Onihei realize that Chugo has been using his patrol duties as an excuse to have fun in the pleasure district. Chugo drops to his knees, terrified, and begs for mercy, but Onihei doesn't scold him much. He simply removes him from patrol duty and assigns him to clerical work instead. Without Matsuko's company, Chugo grows gloomier by the day. Especially at night, he can barely sleep. One night, Chugo can't suppress the urge anymore. He sneaks out under the cover of darkness and heads straight for the lively entertainment corridor. But halfway there, he sees a thief climbing over a wall. Cowardly Chugo wants to pretend he saw nothing, but his father's dying words keep echoing in his mind. His ordinary father only ever hoped he would be an honest man, someone who faithfully fulfills his duties. Unable to betray his conscience, Chugo ends up following the thief. From the thieves' conversation, he learns that this is a planned group robbery. Chugo alone has no chance of stopping them, so he has a passerby rush to alert Onihei. Meanwhile, he stays behind to keep watch. Every time he sees another thief enter the house, he marks the number on a roof tile, but he accidentally falls asleep. When he wakes, Onihei has already arrived with a large unit of officers. Everyone praises him, staying out this late on patrol, uncovering a major crime truly impressive. Chugo hears their compliments, and can only smile awkwardly, seeing the thieves inside begin to move. Onihei immediately orders his men to surround the compound. These thieves are no match for the constables. They are subdued in no time. Only the leader escapes in the chaos. He runs straight into Chugo, who is guarding the gate. The two begin grappling on the spot, but Chugo has no idea that this gang leader is the very man who gave him money. After learning Chugo was responsible for patrolling the pleasure district, he deliberately gave him the money to lure him into indulgence and make him neglect his patrols. Yet even so, Chugo still ended up uncovering his plan. Chugo learns all of this only afterward, and the gang leader turns out to be Shigoro, a criminal responsible for many recent major cases. For his contribution, Chugo receives a reward from Onihei, but only he knows that everything was just a coincidence. After much hesitation, Chugo confesses everything to Onihei, but Onihei, who had long sensed the truth, doesn't blame him. He simply tells him to relax a little, because everyone makes mistakes. Sometimes, while trying to do good, a person may do something wrong, and sometimes, even while doing wrong, a person might end up doing something good. That's just how life is. Then Onihei informs Chugo that the entertainment corridor has been ordered to undergo reform. The Matsuko he loves will likely have to leave. Clutching his reward money, Chugo rushes to the district. He wants to say a proper goodbye to Matsuko, but the madam tells him she already left. Chugo stands in the street with the money still in his hand. He stands there for a long time. He once lost himself to desire, but guided by his conscience, he eventually found his way back. Life is never a simple choice between black and white. What matters is holding onto your principles in the face of temptation, and having the courage to take responsibility after making mistakes. Kumahachi was only 15 years old, yet he admired a group of bandits who made their living by robbing, all because of the 3 rules set by their leader, Tanbei. The first rule, absolutely no killing. The second rule, never steal from or rob the poor. The The third rule, never violate women. Kumahachi longed to become a chivalrous thief, someone who robbed the rich to help the poor. A true hero. Tanbei personally poured him a cup of sake, and from the moment Kumahachi drank it, he swore he would follow Tanbei forever. He wanted to become a true chivalrous thief, just like him, but during one of their operations, Kumahachi saw a woman in the room, and couldn't stop himself from lunging at her. Tanbei immediately threw him out. That moment brought back the oath he made years ago. He regretted what he had done more than anything, but Tanbei still expelled him from the group. After that, Kumahachi joined other gangs of thieves, and he strictly followed Tanbei's 3 rules, hoping to make up for the mistake he made in his youth. But during one failed operation, Kumahachi was abandoned by his companions. The constable arrested him and threw him straight into prison. No matter how much torture the constable used on him, Kumahachi refused to reveal a single detail about his companions, because he had made a mistake once when he was young, and even now, even after being betrayed by everyone, he would never betray the oath he once made. Seeing this, Onihei ordered even harsher private punishment. Even the constables present couldn't bear to watch, but Kumahachi still did not say a single word. Onihei did not approve of his life as a thief, but he respected the integrity he had as a man. So while Kumahachi was imprisoned, Onihei would often bring a jug of sake to the cell, stand on the other side of the bars, and talk with him. Over time, Kumahachi came to understand who Onihei really was, a man who would use any means necessary to solve a case, yet someone who, out of personal admiration, could treat a thief like a brother. And just like that, the two became friends. But on this particular day, Kumahachi overheard the jailers talking inside the prison. Recently, a certain bandit group had become extremely vicious. Every time they broke into a home, they would slaughter the entire family. All the women were brutally abused as well, and at every crime scene, they would leave behind a wooden tag. On it was written the name Tanbei. Hearing this, Kumahachi's face turned pale. He couldn't believe it. There was no way Tanbei would do something like that. So he immediately asked to see Onihei. Kumahachi told him everything about his past, and he insisted that Tanbei would never kill. He believed someone was framing him on purpose. Just then, Tanbei led his group to raid another shop. But this time, a young woman survived, because she fainted before they could hurt her. Before she passed out, she heard the bandits saying they would regroup at Shimada Station, and when Kumahachi heard this, he spoke up immediately. He wanted to go out and personally capture the bandits, to prove Tanbei's innocence, but Onihei told him, if he did that, he would forever be considered a government dog by every thief out there. But Kumahachi didn't care. He promised Onihei that once he caught the bandits, he would return to prison immediately, to continue serving his sentence. Onihei looked into Kumahachi's determined eyes, and surprisingly, he agreed. His subordinates hurried to stop him. If Kumahachi ran away, Onihei would be held responsible, but Onihei said that if Kumahachi did escape, he would take his own life to atone. Fortunately, Kumahachi did not betray Onihei's trust. After leaving the prison, he went straight to Shimada Station. He hoped to find the man pretending to be Tanbei. To draw their attention, Kumahachi deliberately caused trouble in the most crowded part of the pleasure district. With just 2 moves, he took down a big man. Such overwhelming strength naturally drew attention from certain people. So when Kumahachi was resting in the pleasure district, Tanbei appeared before him. Even though Tanbei's appearance had changed, after all these years, Kumahachi recognized him instantly. They then sat together and reminisced about the past. After a few cups of sake, Tanbei asked Kumahachi if he had heard of his recent exploits, and with great pride, he said he was the one behind all the recent crimes. Kumahachi fell silent for a moment, then asked Tanbei if he had forgotten the 3 rules he once set. Tanbei laughed at his naivety. He said those rules were just something he casually made up when he was young. Kumahachi's hand trembled as he held the cup. The 3 rules he had treated as a creed, and the Tanbei he had worshipped as a hero, all collapsed in an instant. He felt like a clown, deceiving himself for years. Tanbei didn't notice Kumahachi's thoughts. He continued trying to recruit him back into the gang. Kumahachi agreed without a moment of hesitation. Tanbei poured him a drink to celebrate. The scene was so similar to the one from years ago. The same action, the same man, but Kumahachi's heart was nothing like it used to be. After that, Tanbei told Kumahachi the location where his bandit group was gathering, and he told him to meet him there. Then Tanbei left. That night, after secretly contacting someone, Kumahachi headed toward the bandits' hideout. When Kumahachi used the thieves' secret signal to open the door, Onihei rushed in with a squad of constables. In no time, the entire murderous group of thieves was taken down. As Tanbei tried to escape through the back door, Kumahachi suddenly appeared in front of him. Tanbei cursed him, calling him a government dog, but Kumahachi told him that he was the fake Tanbei, because the Tanbei he knew was a hero. And on that rainy day, Kumahachi learned something from Onihei. A thief is a thief. There is no such thing as noble thieves, or wicked thieves. Robbing the rich to help the poor was nothing more than bullying the weak. If a true chivalrous thief existed, it might actually be Onihei. Whether he used extreme methods like torture, or even released a prisoner without permission, he never harmed a single innocent person. He even staked his own life to guarantee that Kumahachi would return. Kumahachi was deeply moved, and at that moment, Onihei extended an invitation. He asked if Kumahachi wanted to become his informant. Kumahachi didn't answer, but from that day on, the thieves began calling Kumahachi a government dog. But whether he was a dog or not, only Kumahachi himself knew.